Hey guys, Johnny Jenkins here. Got an awesome question from a viewer today, and today Alex Faison 132 wants to know: would you recommend throwing different lures in different size ponds? And if so, can you elaborate on some different recommendations? He also goes on to say that it's Grassy Ponds, and he also wants to let me know that I've been doing great videos, by the way, also. And I appreciate you coming in with a comment, and I appreciate you enjoying the videos. I appreciate you watching them and coming down and bringing some feedback. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. I think the case for Grassy Ponds is a lot for a lot of different people. One thing you want to look out for is the difference in a pond if it's got grass or if it doesn't, because it really is going to change the type of bait you fish. For example, if I'm fishing ponds that have a lot of hard bottom and brush and don't have much, if any, grass, I'm going to fish more of different types of baits like Carolina rigs. You know, I'm going to fish jigs quite a lot and stuff like that. So, and crankbaits probably more so than I would other moving type baits. So you'll notice there'll be a little bit of a difference. Now in grassy ponds, this is what I like to do. I really like, as far as the moving baits, I really like chatter baits and spinner baits. Those two baits work really good in and around grass. Not to say you can't catch fish and you can't fish crankbaits through it, but I really do like those type of baits in grass, especially if you've got a little bit of color in the water, which a lot of ponds do, unless you're fishing like spring-fed ponds that got really clear water, and those are real fun. They typically got a really good, healthy population of bass in those. So beyond that, drop shot is really good if you've got grass that is submerged, and especially if it doesn't grow up too high. You can make the weight down here on the bottom, and then you have the hook above the grass. So say, for example, you've got stringy types of little grass on the bottom, and maybe stink grass or something like that, a little bit of small hydrilla or whatever the case may be that hasn't grown up. You have the grass, it'll be this tall from, you know, the bottom's here, and then it'll grow up this tall, maybe 6 inches high or so. And then what you'll do is you'll have your weight down here, and you'll tie the hook to where it'll be just at the top of the grass. So you'll tie it just like that. You'll have that leader length in the drop shot, and that way the bait's going to be right on top of the grass as you're pulling it along. Drop shot, especially with the right type of weight, with the cylinder weight, really does go through the grass pretty darn good, and it catches them. So beyond that, I'm not going to fish the jig in the grass. If I am, I'm going to be fishing outside edges of matted grass. We've talked about this in other videos. So it comes down to also what type of grass is it. If it's submerged grass where you can't see it, or it does not mat over on the top of the water, then that type of grass is going to be real good for punching with a big weight, getting it. The submerged stuff is going to be real good for your spinner baits, chatter baits, your crank baits, your drop shot, Texas rig as usual. And then for your matted stuff, your matted grass that's going to be on top of the water, it's going to be real good for frog. It's going to be real good for top water, like buzz baits and spooks around the outside edges of where it's matted. And then also going to be real good for fishing a Texas rig on the outside edges. And then you can go through with a heavy weight and punch through the matted stuff. So that's really all you need to know. One last key thing I want to talk about. Anytime you're fishing grass, whether you're on a lake, a pond, whatever, I really like to look for the types of grasses that are real healthy and green. Now, the thing is, I'm quite a bit colorblind, so green and brown is real hard for me. But for a lot of you guys that aren't colorblind and visually impaired in that way, it'd be real good for you guys to look at the grass. I'd still do it, of course, and look at the grass and see. You want the good green stuff. You want it to look like what you would put in a salad, basically. You want it to be real good, healthy, and green grass. You don't want it real slimy, not that you don't catch fish in it, but it's not as good. Now, the one thing you really do, I do almost avoid, like the black plague, is this kind of scum that you'll get on some ponds, and I've seen it on lakes too. And it's this black tar scum, and I hate it. What I found is you can catch fish around it, but in my personal opinion, that's not where you're going to find groups of fish. I think the better groups of fish and the more fish you can catch are going to be away from that crap, that black scum. And And then I feel like since you have that black scum on the bottom, the fish suspend a lot more. They don't want to be on the bottom and sucking all that black scum up when they're breathing, because when they breathe, they suck it through their gills, the water, and filter it, and then push it back out. And it's just real bad for them to be on the bottom sucking in that black scum, and they just don't like it. That's one of the reasons why fish really like a good, firm, hard, rocky bottom. So this has been Johnny Jenkins. I hope you learned a lot from this video. Hope you are going to use this video to catch more fish. And if you have questions of your own, but remember, this is a question from a viewer, so you can come to me with more questions. Go ahead and go down in the comments and send those questions to me, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. So I'll talk to you guys later. This has been Johnny.